Hello, my name is Dr. Nicole Mashburn, and I'll be your instructor for Anatomy 1. So this is Bio 201, Human Anatomy and Physiology 1, an online course. So everything that you do will be online. So I'm going to spend a couple of minutes showing you how to navigate the course, where your syllabus is, what you need to do, and just basically how to get started. Okay, so first of all, welcome to my class. It's going to be a great semester, lots of cool stuff to learn. Obviously, if you're watching this, then you've been able to log into Blackboard. So that's a challenge usually the first week for people who've never taken an online class. So yay, you're doing great so far. If this is your first semester or you've never taken an online class, do the Blackboard Student Orientation. I will give you some bonus points for that. I'll show you where you can do that. But this is a great place to start if you don't know anything at all about online. Okay, so when you log into the course, the first thing you're going to do is see announcements. Be sure you read these every week. Don't just go past them and ignore them. I write them for a reason, so be sure to read them. I will post at least once a week, sometimes twice a week, so it's a great place to see what's going on. You want to do the course information. Course information. So obviously you've made it this far because you're watching this video. So just scroll through and make sure you're reading everything. Again, if I take the time to write it, then I expect you to take the time to read it. So make sure you read through everything that's on this page. I'm going to be putting my new video here, so obviously you're watching that. If you want to know about me, my hobbies, my family, you can watch this short video. The next two, this in this is in student mode. Make sure that the way I see it's the way you see it. So this is the policies and procedures and the syllabus. If this is your first semester at Calhoun, you may not have seen this before. Be sure to click on this. This basically is for all students. So every student comes under these rules of these policies and procedures. So make sure you read that. And this is the syllabus for this particular course. So I'm going to open that up. I'm not going to read it to you because obviously you guys can read, but I'm going to point out some high points, some places that you need to pay special attention to. Number one, you need to know my name and how to contact me. There's my email. I also have office hours. I do teach on campus as well, so my classes are Monday, Wednesday this semester. I think they're from 12 to 4. And usually I'm in the mornings, I'm setting up labs and prepping. So Tuesday, Thursdays, I'm generally in my office. The best thing to do is let me know that you need to see me and set up an appointment. But again, that's usually going to be a Tuesday or Thursday. Has textbook information and that you need Blackboard. So again, just kind of read through this to learn about those kind of things. Talks about how you're going to be learning. Basically, it's going to be videos, homework assignments, things like that. What we're going to cover, we're going to cover introduction to the body, we're going to cover the bones and muscles, nervous system, tissues and skin. Talks about your grading. The grades, it's a weighted average. That means that 80% of your grade comes from exams and the other 20% comes from homework, case studies, mastering homework, quizzes, things like that. So 20% is just things that you'll do weekly, and then 80% are going to be your exams, lab exams and lecture exams. Okay. The exams are always 100 points each, so you kind of can know that they're usually going to be between 50 and 60 questions apiece. Homework varies. Sometimes you'll have a 20-point assignment, sometimes you'll have a 30-point assignment, sometimes you'll have a 5-point assignment. But you take all those homework and assignment grades, put them together, and that equals 20% of your total grade. So it's an important 20%. If you did all of your exams and made 100 on everything, the highest grade you could make would be an 80. So to get that A, you've got to do your homework. So again, it's not much, but it is worth doing. It also means that you could probably make a C on all your exams. If you did your homework, you probably make a B. Okay, so again, don't blow it off. The way the exams work, all the exams are given on the computer. I'll show you kind of what that will look like. Lecture exams are mostly multiple choice, essay, those types of questions, true, false. The lab exams are fill in the blank. So you'll see a picture and then you'll type in what it is. So it'll say, like name this structure, and you'll say nose. So you have to be able to spell. I know nobody can spell. It just takes practice, so make sure that when you're learning these things, you're practicing the spelling because you will get counted off for misspelled words, okay? So fill in the blank for lab. A lot of times people forget that. They get to the test and they forgot to learn how to spell. Tests are taken, they're proctored, so you can either come to the testing center or you can test at home. Now, if you test at home, you use something called HonorLock, and I'm going to show you some more information about that, but there's a fee involved with that HonorLock testing. That just makes sure it's fair, that if you're at home that it's proctored and you can't use your textbook and cell phones and things like that. Now, notice that due dates are going to be due at noon, and I'll go over that in just a minute. But this talks about the exams. This talks about your assignments, and assignments is like mastering homework, which is your online homework through the Pearson website. There's going to be some case studies that I'll post. There'll be some quizzes. There'll be some projects. So just watch those weekly announcements, and that way you'll know when you have homework due. I don't give extra credit. The only extra credit there is are bonuses on the exams, okay? And from time to time, like that Blackboard student orientation that I told you about, there's a few bonus points for doing that. But there's no need to email me and say, hey, I'm so close. Is there anything I can do extra credit? Nope. I only give extra credit if everybody has the same opportunity. So I don't give any individual extra credit. And we'll talk about due dates in just a second. The grade scale is just like you're used to. 90% is an A, 80 B, 70 C, and so on. This is what we're going to cover. This talks about your makeup policy, so make sure you read that if something happened and you missed the due date, so be sure that you understand that. This talks about how to email me. Oh, and then final exam. There is no comprehensive final exam. Yay! But it's not so great. Unit 5 is comprehensive. It's the nervous system. And so in order to study the nervous system, you have to understand Unit 1 and Unit 2 and Unit 3 and Unit 4. So it kind of is comprehensive just by nature. But again, there's no separate comprehensive final. Okay? And here is your schedule. And so I've got a weekly schedule that tells you that you need to watch the videos and complete assignments, and those assignments will be posted in Blackboard. You'll see them, and so that way you can keep up with it. And you'll see that everything is due. I have things due basically on Mondays and Thursdays. Okay. Now, if you'll notice, they're due at noon, 11:59 a.m. So that's just right before lunchtime. And you're like, oh, but I work. I have to do this. I have to do that. Everybody has to do something. It's whatever time I pick a due date. That's just the way it is. If you can't do it before noon, do it the night before, okay? Because if I picked it at midnight, somebody would say, oh, but I work the night shift. There's no way I can get it done by midnight. It really doesn't matter what time I pick as the due date. You just have to get it done before the due date, okay? Now, this is really a good thing for you, all right? Because people look at that noon due date and they go, oh, no, that's not fair. You need to think about these due dates being due the night before. Because everybody, you guys are night owls. I know you are. You're going to stay up till midnight. You're going to want to work at 3 a.m. And guess what? Something's going to happen. Something's going to break. Your camera doesn't work. The computer goes out. The file's corrupted. Something has happened. And you're going to panic. And you're going to email me. And guess what? I'm asleep. And I can't help you. Now, if that happens and you email me and I get it the next morning, there's still time to fix it. Okay, I can say, oh, I'm so sorry. Let me see if I can fix that. Let's see what we can do. Let's try to get you a time to have that exam. So that morning till noon time on the due date, that's kind of the emergency window. Okay, so look at those due dates as your emergency time, and on your calendar, write your due dates as the night before. All right. Now, something else very important. If you'll notice, it says the exams, lab exam and lecture exam, are due the same day. These exams take about an hour a piece. That's like 2 hours of testing. Nobody wants to take two exams, two 1-hour exams back to back. That's a nightmare. But you're online students, and so I try to give you flexibility. Okay? If you were on campus, you would take like my Monday, Wednesday class. You would take your lab test on Monday and your lecture test on Wednesday. My Tuesday, Thursday class, they would take their lab test on Tuesday, their lecture test on Thursday. That's what you need to plan on doing. Okay, so the weeks of the exams, take the lab test on Monday or Tuesday. That way you could take your lecture test on Wednesday or Thursday. All right, give yourself time. Your brain will explode if you try to take 2 exams back to back on Thursday morning. Trust me, you don't want to do that. All right, so this is just a guideline. If you hit these deadlines, you finish semester on time. Okay, so you can always work ahead. You just can't get behind. So again, these are the last available times to get these things to me, but you want to make sure you get them in before then so that you don't stress out. All right, so again, this is just the due date. It doesn't mean it's the due date. Okay, you don't have to do it on the due date. You can do it before. All right, that's always kind of a question. People think they have to do everything on the due date. They get stressed out, they freak out, and they don't do as well. So pace yourself. All right. So once you've read the syllabus, you'll take the syllabus quiz. And so you'll just click on the button, you'll click begin, and you'll answer the questions. And once you click on the questions, you'll hit save and submit, and that will go to me. And you can take it twice, and the highest grade will be recorded. Okay. This is the textbook that you need. This is a picture of it in case you're trying to make sure you have the right one. You can purchase it at the bookstore, or you can purchase the e-version through this link right here. Okay. You do need the access code. So the bookstore will sell you the code, or you can buy the code when you click on that link. All right. Amazon also has it, but again, you have to make sure you buy the book with the code, because the code has your homework. All right, you don't need to buy a lab guide. They do have them at the bookstore. You can buy it if you want to, but you can just download it for free from the website. This is what we're going to do this semester. These are the things we're going to cover. This is a communication policy. If you've never taken an online class, be sure to read this. This basically tells you how to communicate with me. Email is the preferred way. You have to use Calhoun email. If you use your Gmail or Yahoo, it's going to go to my spam. I'll never see it. Okay, so make sure you use your Calhoun email to email me. And take just a second to read the guidelines. It's got some netiquette on there, things that you shouldn't do, like you don't email me like you're texting me. Don't use profanity. Use proper grammar. So just take a minute to read that. This is important, especially if you've never done online before. Some people forget and they'll like send me an email in all caps and it looks like you're shouting at me. I'm like, why are you mad? What did I do? So, just take a minute to look at how to do that. These are expectations, tells you how many times a week you should be logging in and how long you should be studying. Now this is a minimum, okay? So in reality, my A students, they're going to be logging in every day and probably spending about 3 hours a day on this course. I know that's a lot, but that's pretty much what it takes to make an A. It's about 3 hours a day, 20 hours a week. So if you're looking for a C, then, at least 2 hours a day, so 14 hours a week. It's going to get you a chance to pass the class. It's a lot of information. I know, it's a lot of information. So you're going to want to get started really fast, like today. And this is what I will do. I'll make sure that I'm keeping up with you guys and emailing you back and things like that. One more thing about the communication as far as email goes. I have a phone, so I get my email, and I'm really good about checking it. But just realize on Monday, Wednesday, I'm literally in class. So I won't email you back while I'm in class. So typically it'll be either before I go to class or after I get back. And Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'll probably email you as soon as I get it. Now, at night, I like to chill, have a family. So if you email me after 8 o'clock, I probably won't email you back. It'll probably be the next morning. And on the weekends, I usually check my email about once a day on Saturday and Sunday. Campus closes at noon on Friday, so between noon Friday and then 8 a.m. Monday, I'll check my email 2 or 3 times. So if you email me 15 minutes later, you don't need to email me again. Hey, did you get my email? I probably did. I just haven't checked it yet, but I do check my email every day, and I will respond to you. Okay, testing policies. So again, you can either test at the testing center or using HonorLock. So I've got all the details about how to do that. So there's a link to the testing center, what you need to do if you're going to use HonorLock. So the way HonorLock works is that somebody is watching you take your test. So you need a webcam, you need a microphone, just like I'm doing right now. And they will watch, and they will send me a flag if something is wrong, if you're using your cell phone or your smartwatch, or if you have a textbook or notes. And if they flag you, it's a 0. Okay, so be sure you're watching the videos that I've given you about HonorLock, because if they flag you, then your test is an automatic 0. So make sure you understand the rules of using HonorLock. It's a great service. It gives you flexibility. But again, you just make sure that you're not doing anything that will cause them to accuse you of cheating. Okay. And the last thing is mastering. So you can watch this video. This will kind of show you how to use mastering, and that's your homework site. And you'll access that by clicking on this button here. Now, there's going to be some more buttons that show up later. They're not showing up now because the semester hasn't started. I'm making this video before the semester starts. Let me see if I can pull up my summer class. So it'll look kind of like this. You'll say, welcome to Mastering A&P. That's where you'll go to log in and put in your code or buy a code. This is where you'll go to do your homework. You've also got the textbook if you want to read the e-text, and you've got a study area. All right, so it'll look a little bit more like this once the semester starts and everything is officially begun. Let me go back to your course. Okay, so once you've done course information, you really want to do all this the first day. So just go ahead and knock this out. So go ahead and register for the textbook, register for mastering, get all that started, and take your syllabus quiz so that you're ready to do the course. Because the next thing you want to do is begin the content. All right, so remember I told you about that student orientation? If you do that and you want 3 bonus points, then just submit your orientation certificate here. That ends on Friday, so make sure that you get that done by Friday if you want those 3 points. There's a calendar. So you'll log here and you'll start to see things that are going to be due. So I try to keep the calendar up to date. So it's a great place if you're not sure. Now, one caveat, again, this is before the semester, and I'm trying to get everybody started for Monday and have the first unit up and running. If you log in and for some reason it says you've got something due like way back in the in 2018, you did miss it. It's not late. I just haven't gotten units 2, 3, 4, and 5 done yet. So don't freak out. I'll get them done quickly, but I want to have everybody ready to go on unit 1 the very first day. So if for some reason you look at the calendar and something was due last fall, you didn't miss it. Just give me a couple of days to catch up. All right. So the other thing I'm going to show you, there are 5 units, okay? But all you're going to see right now is unit 1. And the reason I do that, if I open up all 5 units, again, if I do all the due dates and have everything set up for the rest of the semester, people will start randomly clicking the first day on unit 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and the next thing you know, somebody's taken the unit 5 exam and they've never even looked at unit 1. So right now I'm just trying to keep you focused on unit 1. So again, if you see something that looks like it's that you've missed a due date, don't worry. I just don't have those units available to you yet. I'll start opening those up in the coming weeks. I just want you to look at unit 1 right now. Okay, so click on unit 1 and all the units will be set up exactly the same way. There'll be your objectives, which is basically what you're going to cover this semester or this unit. There'll be some lab information like a list of structures that you need to know. There will be some terms for the unit that you need to know and a study guide. So this is a way for you to organize your thoughts and kind of prepare for the exam. So those are available for you. And then you have it broken down into weeks. So each unit is 3 weeks. So there's 5 units. 3 times 5 is 15 weeks. So week 1 you do work, week 2 you do work, and then the 3rd week is your exam week. So for the first week, you simply click through the videos. So you just start clicking that button and start watching videos. All right. Now, sometimes if it doesn't play, if your video doesn't automatically play, Some of the videos are made so that you can download them. Just click on the button. If you see a link, click on it if your video doesn't play. Or you may take the YouTube video. Before you call me or email the help desk, change browsers. Try Internet Explorer, Chrome, Firefox, Safari, whatever. Sometimes it just means you need to change your browser, or maybe your pop-ups are blocked. So try all that first. And again, if you just can't make it work, call the help desk. Or worst case scenario, just click on the YouTube link. So you just click through the different units and go through, and sometimes you'll find some links. These may be review activities, maybe some kind of a reminder. And again, sometimes the links break. Let's see, because it's the new semester, they haven't turned it on. Remember I told you how we haven't turned on the semester yet? So some of these links. See, there we go. We're having all those little issues that I told you that we would have. Even we have them beginning of the semester. I'm going to allow. Doesn't matter if you're an instructor or a student. Some of these things just won't work. Come on.
Please help me. I've lost all my organs.
Yay. It's fun. You can just play a little game.
Start by finding my digestive system.
And you just drag it over. So see, it's fun. But again, so you may run into some frustrations the very first week as pop-up blockers and things like that aren't set up. Again, this always happens to me the first week of the semester because they always update my computer and I have to start from scratch just like you guys do. Okay, so keep going, watch videos, watch videos. Now, at the end of the unit or the end of the week, you'll have a quiz. And so these are basically ways for you to kind of practice what tests look like. You get to take them twice, and so you can answer questions, and then there's some practice anatomy ones. So it just kind of gives you an idea of what the quizzes and what the exams are going to look like. And you can take them twice, highest grade counts. Now, if there's an anatomy question that says name this organ and you have to type it in, make sure you use the same terms that are listed on the lab guide. So like say, for example, if it said name this region and you put head, well, that sounds right, but this is really called the cephalic region. So you want to make sure you're using the terminology that's listed in the lab guide. We're going to learn medical terminology versus layman's terminology. There's going to be some case studies. So you'll read these case studies and you're going to put your answers in the discussion board. I'll show you that in a minute. Then there's going to be week 2, and then another quiz. And then the last week has some review activities, some practices, and your exams. So again, read about it if you're going to have to do testing center, home testing, and then you'll take your exams. All right, and they'll be labeled. If you're going to take HonorLock, you'll see some exams pop up that say HonorLock. So if you're going to test at home, you'll see the HonorLock exams pop up. All right, so that's everything that you need to know in a unit. So every unit's set up the same way. If this is your first semester, you may want to click on here to get some information about studying. All right, so some other final thoughts before I let you go is the discussion board. So this is our virtual classroom. So if you need help, if you need a study buddy, if you're lost, you can't find something, post in here. I want you to introduce yourself. So everybody needs to post in here and talk about yourself and who you are. This is from last semester, so I've got to take all those old discussion boards out. Here's your case study. So once you read your case study, I put it in your discussion board here. You will then create a thread, and you're going to put in your answers. And once you put in your answers, then you can see answers from somebody else. So the way the discussion board works for the case studies, you read the case study, you answer the questions, you post your answers in the discussion board. Once you do that, you can see other people's answers. You're going to want to spend some time comparing your answers to other people's answers. And then you're going to feedback. You're going to write some feedback to other students like, hey, I liked your answer. That was great. I agree with that. I also think that this is what happened. Or, wow, I thought it was this way. let's talk about this. Do you think which answer is right? So you guys need to be discussing which answer is right and which answer is wrong. I'm going to make sure everybody gets the right answer. Don't worry. I'll be correcting things and posting the correct answers. But I want you guys to work on that. It's just like you were sitting in a laboratory together, doing a case study together. So use the discussion board as you would working on a case study in a classroom. So once you've posted your answers and given feedback to another student, then I'll get an alert and I'll give you a grade. All right. So it's a way to collaboratively learn about these case studies. Now, let's say the case study is, say it's due on Wednesday. That means that you have to put in the answers and given feedback. Okay, so that's due on Wednesday, for example. So if that's the case, that means you need to post your answers like Sunday, and then Monday and Tuesday, that gives you time to put in the feedback. Because if everybody posts their answers on the last day that it's due, then nobody has a chance to give feedback. That makes sense? Yeah, so look at your case study due dates, put your answers in a few days earlier, and that gives you time to give feedback. And then I'm going to, like I said, I'll be able to grade it and post the correct answer so that you'll know, make sure that you did it right, and you'll be ready for the exam. And then there's questions that you can ask about each unit. Okay, so again, here's your discussion board, and I want you to use that as your like a virtual classroom. Again, you have your mastering and textbook link. And then here's a link for emailing your instructor or emailing other students. So if you want to contact me or another student, you can do it from here. The only problem with this particular system is if you email from here, the answer doesn't come back. The reply goes to your My Calhoun. Okay, so you've got to go to My Calhoun and check your email there. So if you email me through here, and I will respond to you, but your answer is going to go to My Calhoun. So you'll have to check your email using your Office 365 or email button. So I usually tell my students, just start your email from your Calhoun email, and that way you know where the answer is going to go. It's kind of a weird system, but that's just the way it is. All right, and the last thing, because it's getting to be a long video, is Blackboard Collaborate. And so throughout the semester, you may need to contact me, but you can't come in because you don't live nearby. So we can have a virtual session. From time to time, if I feel like people are maybe missing a concept, I may say, okay, hey guys, if you can log in on Tuesday afternoon at 2 o'clock, I'll have a virtual classroom and you can ask me questions live. So I'll be kind of watching, see if I see things in the discussion board, maybe things people are really confused about, and I'll say, okay, let's have a session. Let's all talk about this. Or this is just the way we'll meet for a virtual office hour. All right. I know I threw a lot at you guys. It's a lot for the first day. So what I want you to do right now is take a breath. Understand this is the human body and it is amazing. You're going to learn all about it, how it works. It is so cool, which should be really exciting to you because most of you people out there are probably pre-health. You're probably pre-nursing or pre-dental or PTA or what else? Surgical technologies, maybe EMS, paramedic, maybe pre-med, pre-dental, pre-dental hygiene. Maybe you just want to take anatomy. It's amazing. It's so cool. So I want you to have fun. I want you to learn a lot, and I want you to enjoy the class. So right now, take a breath. Be excited about the course. Go to course information. Finish all that stuff. Take a little bit of a breather after that, and then get started maybe tomorrow on that content. Okay? So you can start learning about it. All right. That's a lot. It's almost 30 minutes. I know you're tired of hearing me, but you'll see me a lot more this semester. I wish you all the best. Good luck. See you soon.